See if I can do this with one hand. Hi, babies. You guys want peas? Those aren't your peas. Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. You are watching my October vlog series where all October long I have been filming little vlog style videos just about every day and posting them here on my YouTube channel where you have found me. My name is Meg. I'm a yarn dyer. You can find my yarn under the brand Megs Co, and I'm so glad that you're here. I have something really exciting to share with you today, and yeah, let's get to it. I'm currently at my yarn winding table that's behind me here, and I was hoping that I could get away with doing a little bit of filming, chatting, and yarn winding all at the same time. So let's see how this goes. I'm gonna get this set up. So I think I have to move this. Ooh, this is some fiber that I had weighed out and separated before I left for Rhinebeck. I just got back 3 days ago from the New York State Sheep and Wool Festival. So today is Thursday. So I just got back from that event on Monday. So before I left, I had the ambitions that I was going to do a little bit of spinning before I went on my way, but I never actually got these up on my wheel. And it's funny, if you watched any of my Rhinebeck videos, you saw that I did acquire some amazing fiber, and I'm like, oh, I just want to spin that. But I have separated this already and weighed it, and it's just ready to go, and it is absolutely beautiful. The lighting in here is a little bit dim. It's I have like kind of like a yellowish light, so it's not doing this color justice, and it's a super gloomy day, but it's like sage green. It's got like this like orangey yellow. Oh, it's almost like a cantaloupe color with peach, and there's even like some blue. It's really pretty. This is from Witchfire Fibers. This is heathered merino. It's 100% merino, and it's called September Reverie. This is fiber that I got in my 12 months of fiber, so I'm doing a subscription to the 12 months of fiber from La Mercerie. So I only have 2 more months to go. It's kind of sad that it's ending. I'm curious. I'm not sure if I'm going to sign up for next year. I've loved this. Absolutely loved it. And the only reason is because I've only spun 3. I'm looking at like my little pile that I just brought from upstairs. I've only spun 3 of, I've received 10 fiber braids so far. So I've only spun 3 of the 10, and I've got 2 more coming. So yeah, I kind of just feel like I really would rather spin all of these rather than subscribe to another year and just end up with, you know, a stash that's just a little overwhelming. So I think, at least as of right now, we'll see. Maybe if I get through this when that goes for sale, I think normally in like December. So we'll see how I feel come like December. Maybe if I've, you know, actually sat down to my wheel and gotten through all of this, maybe I'll be ready for another year. But yeah, but it's been fun. It's been fun to just get lots of different colors, lots of different different kinds of fiber, to be introduced to lots of different dyers and companies. So it's definitely fun. It's I definitely recommend it. So this needs to just get moved aside so that I can set up. I hope you can see this huge pile of yarn that's on my table that I want to get to winding. So today I'm going to be winding up some Camellia Fiber Co. This is their Somme Decay base. It is 42% baby alpaca, 8% merino, and 50% Pima cotton, and the colorway is called Rainbow Sprinkles. It is so soft. Like, it is, we need like touch TV here. So incredibly soft. So this is a really unique yarn because it's a blown yarn, which means that it has a core. It's like this cotton, so it has like almost like a woven cotton core, and then the fiber part is like blown into it. So you just get this really neat construction. It's very cloud-like. Yeah, it's really cool. I'm really excited to work with this, and I've actually had this in my stash for a while. I got this at Vogue Knitting Live. When did I go to New York City? I went, it was definitely not this year. I think it was last year that I went. So I want to say it was 2024 that I went to New York City to go to Vogue Knitting Live. Yeah, I'm pretty sure because it happened to fall like on my birthday. They've since like moved it to a different weekend, but it happened to fall on my birthday, so I made it my birthday trip last year. But anyway, so I picked up a bunch of this, and I've just been waiting for the right project. And this, I'm not combining it, but this, along with what is also on my table, I have plans for 2 possible new designs, like new pattern designs. So you guys, I was just so inspired by just going to Rhinebeck, going to the New York State Sheep and Wool Festival. It's just such a great way to kind of hit that reset button and see everyone's projects and yeah, the ideas just started flowing. And I've had a couple ideas for different shawls, but I don't know, there was just never one that was like, this is what I want to do. And by the time that I got home, I had not one project, but two projects pretty much fully sketched out. And yeah, I'm really excited. So one is going to be just a cowl, actually. That's what this is going to be for. And then one is going to be another shawl. I designed my very first shawl pattern, the Empire shawl. It came out over the summer. It came out in August of this year. I had started designing that. I definitely took my time. I'm trying to think of when I actually started that. It was over the winter, because I worked on that like all winter long. Yeah, and then I worked on it kind of slowly with my tech editor. It was a very long test period, a full 2 months, and then it came out in August. So now is also when I want to, again, like kind of very slowly get back into that design process so that I could potentially have 2 new designs for next fall. So I'm really excited about that. Yeah, so I've been going through a lot of my different knitting books that I have, especially like different like stitch pattern books. And I found just like a stitch pattern that I'm like, this would just be so beautiful. It's very textured. And I just think it would just be really pretty. And it's just the kind of thing, like it's just gonna be lots and lots of texture, but with this super fuzzy, like blown yarn. It's just going to be super cozy at the same time. So I'm really hoping that it works, and it's just for a cowl. I think it's going to be really, really beautiful, and my hope too that it's the kind of style that that will also work really well for hand spun yarn. So this is going to be my first one that I want to knit in this. And then for my second, I'm already thinking of a second sample, and I haven't, like, it has not come out of my head yet, but but for my second sample, I want to, I guess if it works, I have to get there first, but if this does work, I'd really love to knit it in some of my hand spun yarn. So that's the first thing that I'm going to wind up. So let's get this on. Let's get this winding, because, right, like I was going to multitask here so that I could start swatching tonight. Whew, I will say that with these fuzzy yarns, they're so soft, but they do go up the nose a little bit. You know, as a dyer, when I am dyeing like mohair or alpaca, like, oh, I have such a love-hate with it. Like, oh my goodness, do they just go up the nose, just fuzzies everywhere. But they're just so, so worth it. Okay, there'll be like a little cut in the edit there because the sweater that I was wearing, it's just a purchased sweater, and I'm going to have to look at the label. There's got to be real wool in that because I have been so warm in that sweater all day, which is great because I am always cold, and I wear that to work today, and I was so nice and toasty all day. It was so nice, but now I'm like too warm, so I had to take that sweater off. But I'm really curious to go back and look to see what the fiber blend of that is. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, let's see, are you going to behave enough so that I can multitask? I think we're good. Hold on. Sometimes you have to like flip these. Like if you notice that where it's pulling from is kind of pulling from the inside, I just flip this kind of inside out, you know, so the inside's the outside now. And then that way it's not pulling with so much tension, because it doesn't have to pull from the inside of the Swift. It should be pulling from the outside. I'm going to laugh when now it goes back to the inside. It was going from the outside for a little bit. Okay, I think we're good. I just wanted to adjust the camera because I think my head might have been cut off a little bit. Hopefully the first half of this video wasn't just, you know, the top half of my face cut off, but we're going to work with it. So before I left for the New York State Sheep and Wool Festival, I had actually picked out these 3 colors for a potential shawl pattern. So I knew I definitely wanted to make another shawl pattern. And I had sketched out a couple ideas. I knew that I wanted to do most likely another triangle shawl. It's my favorite shape to wear. I had debated doing some kind of crescent, but when I pulled out my shawls and tried them on and was like, you know, which ones do I like to wear? Which ones do I wear? Which ones fit me the best? Because let's be honest, I have to be a little selfish here. I like triangles, but I tend to like the triangles that have a little bit of an elongated wingspan. So I'm gonna play around with that a little bit. So getting away from like a true symmetrical, like my last shawl pattern, it was just a perfectly symmetrical triangle. But still having a triangle, but having a much more accentuated, elongated wingspan. And the reason for that is that way you get more to wrap around your neck, but then you still get like the nice shawly point. I like a nice point. Just, that's what I like. I know some people don't like the point, but I do like the point. So, and then I wanted to incorporate mosaic crochet, knitting. I love mosaic color work. It is my absolute favorite thing to knit. Every project that I get to do a little bit of mosaic in, whether it was a little bit or a lot, those are always my favorite ones. So again, going back to my Empire shawl, I did include a very small little slip stitch section. It's not really mosaic. You're playing a little bit with color work, but you're slipping stitches. There really isn't like a design, so I don't really consider it mosaic, but you are slipping stitches. So that did make me happy, but now I really want to get into it. So I had a few things in mind. I have been sketching things out on grid paper. Coming up with like a good theme has been kind of difficult. I've been wavering against like, should it be like chevrons versus like a shape or like an animal theme. I found a really beautiful chart for like a butterfly that was in like a very old knitting chart book. So I thought maybe doing some like nature stuff, but ultimately I think I settled on doing various diamond patterns. So you'll just be dripping in diamonds. So that's what I've landed on. But the colors, so I actually picked out these colors before I went to Rhinebeck. And I was hoping that eventually I would land on a design where they would work, but I had pulled these out and I just thought that they were just so stunning together. I just really wanted to use them together, and I figured, you know, if they don't go into my shawl, maybe I will see something at Rhinebeck in another booth, a sample that I want to knit. So I was, you know, paying attention to different samples that, you know, potentially had 3 colors. But I think I do want these to be in my shawl, so I'm going to cake these up today. So this is my Ghost Town fingering base. So Ghost Town is in reference to the Shanico, because this is made from, it's almost done. I can hear usually my Swift starts to squeak when it gets empty. So the town of Shanico, Oregon is a ghost town, And this yarn is spun from Shawl wool. So that is why the name Ghost Town. So this is my Ghost Town fingering. So it's all US wool. Hold on. Time to switch the skeins. Oh, once again, up the nose. Those fuzzies. Okay. I don't know if you can hear this on the camera. I shut my door and my little kitten is not happy. And he's mewing quite loudly. But he is in a very, very hyper mode right now. Look at how nice this cake is. So nice. I opened the door and he ran away. Anyway, so and now all the animals are coming in, so it's chaos mode. So yeah, so I definitely want to design this in my Ghost Town fingering. So my last shawl was a DK weight shawl, so that's why I've just chosen fingering weight. Guys, this is why I had my door shut earlier. And so this is the colorway that's called Falling in Love with You. This was a fall colorway that I released 3 falls ago. It's just really pretty. Really love it. And then I want to pair it with 2 pretty strong contrast colors. So this is called Dill with it. Just look at how like bright that is. And this is called Midnight Fig. So I'm very excited about this. So I don't know like how much I'm gonna need of everything, but I'm kind of thinking, I'm not gonna cake it all up. I'm only gonna cake up one of these, but I'm kind of thinking I'll probably need like 2 of the variegated and then 1 each of this, but I'm only gonna cake up 1 for now. Yeah, and same thing with this seam is I have 4 skeins of it, but I really don't know what I'm going to need. It's just a cowl. I am going to do it like infinity style. I like when they're like tubes because they're just very warm, and I like knitting in the round and then just kind of joining it. And I think I want to actually join it with like a twist. I got to see it too. I just might just be too much texture on texture, so we got to see it first. But I'm thinking I'm gonna knit it as like a big tube, and then Kitchener it together. So I don't know if I'm gonna need more than 2, but for now I'm just gonna wind up 2. So that is that. I do have a finished object that I can share with you. Dun, da, da, da. Okay. So this is the shawl. I started working on this almost exactly a month ago. I think it might be like a month today. I'll have to, I don't know if I put it in my Ravelry. I can't say that word. I don't know if I put it in my projects what my start date was. But I want to say it's almost exactly a month to when I bound it off. I bound it off yesterday. So this has not been blocked yet, and it definitely needs a block to come alive. So this has a lace border. Like, it's not a big lace border. Oh, someone's playing with the strings. So it's not a big lace border, but it's just enough that it definitely needs a good blocking to really open up those eyelets. And you can see like the end is kind of curling a little bit. So blocking it, this is one that I will pin out just to make sure that that edge doesn't roll and that all of this lace is blocked out. And it also has, excuse me, it also has, actually I don't know. I'll have to see what it looks like rolled out. I don't know if it is like a straight edge or if it does have points. It's hard to tell with it, just the way that it is kind of rolled. But really fun shawl. This is called Black Purls, and it's basically a one skein wonder shawl with, okay, little monster was climbing my leg and then he ran away. So it's basically a one skein wonder shawl. And then you just need either 2 mini skeins or some leftover materials. Come here, you go. He is what we call demon mode. He is fully possessed right now. Yes. Yes, you are. Don't eat me. It's rude. Okay, no. I'm not gonna play with you if you're gonna bite. Do not climb my leg again, that hurt. So I used a sock set for mine. This is a brand new sock set. It's called Caught in a Fairytale. So this is one that I just released in September. So brand new colorway that's called Caught in a Fairytale. And then this sock set was a brand new sock set as well that came with this dark green, which is actually called Wraithwood Forest, and then came with this, came with this periwinkle color that is called Foggy Avenue. That was a January color. So again, super happy how it came out. And it's one of those projects where there's definitely a ton of possibilities because you could definitely go stash diving. I think it would be really fun to use like different colors for each section. You could make it longer. So if this is just one skein, it definitely needs to be blocked to kind of stretch it out a bit, make it bigger. Really hope that all this nonsense in the background isn't too annoying. It probably is. So, you know, wearing it, this is, I don't wear my shawls like shawls, so I'm going to wear it, you know, like a scarf. So, you know, it's definitely just a small scarf where you just get like around the neck. There's no bulk. So that's really nice. But if you did want just a little bit more, you know, you could definitely add that second skein onto it because you just keep going. So super happy. And I do think it's a great gift knit because yeah, it took me exactly 1 month. I was working on other things, and it's something that you could very easily stash dive for. I'm not even paying attention. How long has this been stopped? So this is my new bag that I picked up at Indie Untangled. And I think I'm gonna make this like my designing bag. So for now, I think all of my design projects are gonna go in here. And I'll add like a notebook so I can take my notes. I think that'll just be nice to have everything together. These are going to take a little while to cake up. There's a lot of yardage in these. Does anyone else save all of their ends? I don't do anything with them, I just hoard them. Put them in jars. Save them like little treasures. Okay. So I'm going to keep winding. I'm going to kind of start filling my project bag. I gotta figure out like with what needles I want to start with. I'm just gonna make square swatches to begin with of the stitch pattern that I want to do, because I want to see what it looks like in that sewn yarn, just to make sure that I probably shouldn't have caked up both cakes before I decided that that is the yarn and the stitch that I want to use. But I think at this point I'm committed to this yarn being in a cowl, and if that stitch doesn't work, I'll just go for another stitch and then maybe use that stitch for something else, a different yarn, a different day. But I think it's gonna work. I think it's gonna be beautiful. So I've gotta pull together some needles. Yeah, I have no idea what needle size I want to use for this. Let's see here. It does have a recommended needle size. It says US 5 to 7. I'm a pretty tight knitter, so I think I might, this is DK weight, I think I might go right in with a size 7. See what that looks like. So I'm definitely going to swatch it. And then same thing with this. I have my mosaic patterns all drawn out. So I'm going to just knit swatches of them first to just make sure that I like the color placement before I get them into a big shawl. So I'm excited. I'm excited, you little demon. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I swear he's cute and cuddly sometimes. I feel like every time I show him on the camera, he's just like wild. But he really is a sweetie when you're not chewing on me. Well, until tomorrow, my name is Meg. You can find me online and Instagram at megsco_yarn. You can find my yarn at megsco.com. I do have a Discord chat that is linked below. I'd love for you to join my group. It's super chill, and we get nice and chatty in there. We love to share our projects, and especially pet pictures if you're into that. Yeah, so until tomorrow, happy crafting.